The art of silence, why saying less means more. Did you know that some of the most influential people in history mastered the art of saying less? From ancient philosophers to modern-day leaders, their silence often spoke louder than words. But how? And why does silence hold such incredible power? Welcome to today's video, where we're diving deep into the art of silence, why saying less means more. In a world overflowing with noise, constant chatter, and endless notifications, silence has become an underrated superpower. But here's the twist. Silence isn't just about staying quiet. It's about speaking with intention, purpose, and power. So, why should you care? Because mastering silence can transform how you communicate, how others perceive you, and even how you perceive yourself. It's not just a skill, it's an art form that can enhance your relationships, boost your confidence, and make you a better listener. Stick around, because in this video, we'll uncover the psychological and social benefits of silence. Stories of iconic figures who embrace the power of fewer words. Practical tips on how to master this skill in your daily life. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll see why sometimes less truly is more. Let's jump right in and explore the first fascinating aspect of silence, how it impacts your mind and emotions. 1. The psychological power of silence. Let's start with something fascinating. Did you know that silence has been scientifically proven to reduce stress and enhance brain function? Yes, silence isn't just golden, it's healing. Picture this, it's the 1950s, and a young monk named Thomas Keating retreats to the mountains for days of complete silence. No distractions, no conversations, just him and his thoughts. By the time he comes back, he describes feeling a clarity of mind and an emotional calm he had never experienced before. His conclusion? Silence isn't an absence, it's a presence. It allows your mind to declutter, reset, and focus on what truly matters. Here's the science behind it. Studies have shown that silence increases the growth of new brain cells in the hippocampus, the area of the brain responsible for memory and emotion. Just 2 minutes of complete silence can lower your blood pressure, slow your heart rate, and calm your nervous system. It's like a reset button for your mind and body. Think about it. When was the last time you gave yourself even 2 minutes of complete silence? No phone, no TV, no music, just silence. Let me know in the comments if you've tried it before, or if you're willing to give it a go after this video. If you're new to silence, here's a simple practice to try. Every morning, take just 5 minutes to sit quietly. Close your eyes, focus on your breathing, and let your thoughts come and go. It might feel strange at first, but over time, you'll notice a shift, a calmness, a sense of clarity. And trust me, it's addictive in the best way possible. Now that we know how silence transforms our mind and emotions, let's take it a step further. How does silence impact our relationships? Why is saying less often the key to stronger connections? Let's find out. 2. The power of silence in relationships. Have you ever noticed how the most meaningful conversations often happen in the pauses? Sometimes, it's not about what you say, but about what you don't say that strengthens relationships. Silence can be a powerful tool in building deeper, more meaningful connections. Let me tell you a story. There's a famous tale about Mahatma Gandhi. One day, a journalist asked him a provocative question, expecting a heated response. But Gandhi simply smiled and stayed silent. That silence wasn't awkward, it was powerful. It conveyed wisdom, composure, and the ability to rise above conflict. And guess what? The journalist walked away more impressed by his silence than he would been by any words. Here's why silence matters in relationships. It shows you're truly listening. When you pause and let the other person speak, it signals that their words matter. It's a way of saying, I'm here, and I care. It prevents unnecessary arguments. Think about the last time you said something in anger and regretted it later. Silence, in those moments, can be a shield that protects both you and the relationship. It creates space for understanding. Sometimes, silence allows emotions to settle and clarity to emerge. It gives both people a chance to reflect and respond thoughtfully, rather than react impulsively. Now, I want you to think about a time when silence made a difference in your relationships. Maybe you paused during a heated argument, or maybe you simply listened without interrupting. How did it feel? Share your experience in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you want to harness the power of silence in your relationships, try these tips. Next time someone says something emotional or challenging, take a moment before you reply. That pause can make your response more thoughtful and meaningful. Practice active listening. Instead of planning your reply while the other person is speaking, focus entirely on their words. Let them finish before you say anything. Embrace quiet moments. Silence doesn't always need to be filled. Whether it's sitting quietly with a loved one or enjoying a shared activity without words, those moments can be deeply bonding. Now that we've explored how silence can transform our relationships, let's turn to another fascinating aspect: how saying less can boost your confidence and make you a more effective communicator. Ready? Let's dive in. 3. Silence, confidence, and effective communication. Did you know that some of the most confident and effective communicators are the ones who speak the least? It may sound counterintuitive, but mastering silence can actually make your words more impactful and memorable. Here's an interesting story. Steve Jobs, the visionary behind Apple, was known for his ability to captivate audiences during his presentations. One of his most powerful techniques: pauses. He would say something profound, pause, and let the silence do the talking. That pause gave his words weight, and it made his audience hang on to every word he said. The result? Unparalleled attention and respect. So, why does silence make you appear more confident? It shows you're in control. Confident people don't feel the need to fill every silence with words. They're comfortable with pauses and use them strategically. It builds anticipation. When you pause before speaking, people naturally lean in, eager to hear what you'll say next. It's a subtle way to command attention. It helps you think clearly. Silence gives you a moment to gather your thoughts and choose your words wisely, making you sound more articulate and self-assured. Let me break this down with a simple example. Imagine you're in a meeting and someone asks you a tough question. Instead of blurting out the first thing that comes to mind, you take a deep breath, pause for a few seconds, and then respond thoughtfully. That pause doesn't make you look unsure, it makes you look composed and confident. What do you think? Have you ever seen someone use silence to command respect or attention? Or maybe you've tried it yourself. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your experiences. If you want to harness silence to boost your confidence and communication, here's what you can do. Practice strategic pauses. When you're speaking, pause for a second or two after making an important point. Let your words sink in before moving on. Stay calm in tough situations. When faced with a challenging question or criticism, take a moment to pause and breathe before responding. Listen more. Speak less. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do in a conversation is simply listen. Silence shows that you value what the other person is saying. Now that we've explored how silence can boost your confidence and communication, let's look at its spiritual and philosophical roots. Why have so many great thinkers from the Stoics to Eastern philosophers praised the power of silence? Let's find out. 4. The spiritual and philosophical roots of silence. Throughout history, silence has been a cornerstone of spiritual practices and philosophical wisdom. From the ancient Stoics of Greece to Eastern traditions like Buddhism, silence has always been seen as more than just the absence of sound. It's a gateway to understanding yourself and the world. The Stoic philosophers, like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, believed in the power of silence as a form of self-control. They taught that we shouldn't waste words on things we can't control or let emotions dictate our responses. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This philosophy teaches us that silence isn't just about holding your tongue, it's about mastering your mind and emotions. In Eastern philosophies, silence is often associated with inner peace and enlightenment. Take Buddhism, for example. Monks spend hours, sometimes days, in complete silence during meditation. Why? Because silence helps quiet the mind and brings clarity. The Buddha himself said, "Better than 1,000 hollow words is one word that brings peace." In these practices, silence isn't emptiness, it's fullness. It's about being present and aware. Here's a real-world story to illustrate this. Mahatma Gandhi, one of the most influential figures in history, dedicated one day every week to complete silence. No speaking, no writing, just quiet reflection. He called it his day of silence and believed it gave him the strength and clarity to lead India's independence movement. Isn't that inspiring? What about you? Have you ever tried a moment of silence just to reflect or meditate? If not, I challenge you to take 10 minutes today. Turn off all distractions and just be with your thoughts. Let me know how it feels in the comments. Here are a few ways you can bring the spiritual and philosophical benefits of silence into your life. Daily meditation. Spend 10-15 minutes each day, sitting in silence. Focus on your breath and let your thoughts come and go without judgment. Mindful walks. Take a walk in nature without your phone or music. Listen to the sounds around you and embrace the stillness. Journaling in silence. Spend time reflecting on your day or your thoughts without any background noise. Writing in silence can help you uncover insights about yourself. We've seen how silence can transform our minds, relationships, confidence, and even our spiritual lives. Now, let's tie everything together and talk about how you can embrace the art of silence in your everyday life. Ready? Let's wrap it up. Let's take a moment to reflect on what we've explored today. We started by understanding how silence is an underrated superpower in our daily lives. We saw how it strengthens relationships by creating space for listening and understanding. We learned how silence can boost confidence and make communication more impactful. And finally, we dove into the spiritual and philosophical roots of silence, discovering how it connects us to our inner selves. Silence isn't just the absence of words, it's a tool, a strategy, and a way of life that can transform how you think, feel, and interact with the world. As we wrap up, remember this: silence is golden, not because it's empty, but because it's full of potential. In a world that never stops talking, choosing silence is an act of strength, clarity, and wisdom. So, the next time you feel the need to fill the silence, pause and ask yourself, does this moment really need words? Often, the answer will surprise you. Now it's your turn. Have you ever used silence to navigate a tricky situation or bring peace to your mind? Or maybe you've noticed how silence speaks louder than words in your own relationships. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments. I'd love to hear them. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, don't forget to like this video to show your support. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on our thought-provoking content. And share this video with someone who could benefit from the art of silence. Also, check out the links in the description for additional resources, books, or related videos. Your journey toward mastering the art of silence starts here. Thank you for spending your time with me today. I appreciate you being here, and I hope this video inspired you to embrace silence in a noisy world. Until next time, stay mindful, stay present, and remember the art of silence is the art of life. Take care.